Hi everyone, Cynthia Bazin here. Thank you so much for stopping by my new programs, Inspiring Interviews with Smart, Successful Women. I am the owner of SmartChic. I'm a motivational speaker and I'm a premier mentor for women. But most importantly is the question of why I started this show. Why I started this show is that over the last couple years, I have had the fantastic opportunity to connect with fabulous women who have supported me in my business, are of the highest integrity, and they own their own businesses. And to me, they are really making things happen. So I'm here today and almost every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time each week to really get out there, the women that have really supported me and that I think you need to know if you don't know them already. So I'm thrilled for you to be here. And let me just let you know the logistics of the show. It's going to be a quick show. It's 30 minutes long. I won't be able to really connect with you on the stream back and forth because I really want to stay connected with Cheri Valentine, who's my guest today. But afterwards, for those of you that would like to stop by and say hello, we're going to post a link for you to join in after the broadcast. Okay, so anyways, without further hesitation, I want to introduce my guest today, one of those inspiring women that I've been connected with, Cheri Valentine of CheriValentine.com. She is a shamanic healer and an EFT specialist. Now, do you know what that is? I'm going to be honest. I did not know what that was until a few months ago when I really started to get to know Cheri. So instead of me introducing her to you all, I'd really like her to get on the screen and introduce herself to you all. So Cheri, I want to welcome you to the program and thank you for coming on today.
Hi, Cynthia. Thank you
Hi.
so much for inviting me and for having me be like the first on this maiden voyage. I'm happy to help you kick it off. It's great.
Who knows what's going to happen, but I know that we're going to have fun, right?
Right. Oh, it's
All right. So Cheri, you know what? I've gotten to know you over the last, several months, and I'm so inspired by you. We do totally different things. Well, we do the same kind of thing, but we do it in two different ways.
right.
But, I love to learn and grow from different people that are doing their thing. So please, for people who don't know you yet, introduce yourself, tell people about you, what you do for business.
Okay. So I'm Cheri Valentine, and as you said, shamanic healer, EFT specialist, but really I think what's under it is I really see myself as a spiritual intuitive coach and really helping people to tune more into their own intuition, to unleash their own power from within, and to remove the blocks that get stuck that doesn't allow that to happen. In the simplest terms, I think that's what I do.
All right. So have you been doing this forever or, is this something that you started a week ago, 2 years ago? Why did this come about that you became a shamanic healer?
So that was just, I went kicking and screaming, to be honest with you. It was unfolding. I started out as a relationship coach in 2008.
Okay.
And, and that was, I loved it, but there was just always a part of me that knew that wasn't the it of it, if you know what I mean. But, I just went with it because you got to just trust that you're in a place and go and you grow and you evolve. I think for me, I'm very experiential. So I gotta be in it. I gotta do it to know. But what was happening is that in the realm of coaching, intuition was showing up and I really didn't know what that was or what was happening or why. So I started to study and explore
Okay.
energy and it kind of just kept growing and evolving. And when I started to do the shamanic training, what I realized was that it brought everything together for me. It gave me not only a spiritual practice personally, it helped make sense of all that I had kind of been trying to make sense of for me, as far as I had let go of my religion, so to speak, years ago, and was trying to find what I really believed in and what made sense to me. So for me personally, it brought it all together and gave me a really good practice. But what it did for me professionally was I was able to bring that into my coaching work. And that was just like phenomenal.
So what is the techniques that you use in shamanic healing? I've learned a little bit about it, through
Mhm.
your hangouts and different interviews, but what are the specific techniques that you use?
For me, basically, I work in the energy of your chakras.
Okay.
So I am able to tune in energetically and see where you have blocks. So when I do the tappy break in EFT,
Right.
where we're addressing basically clearing blocks, blocked energy, I can do it in a different way through shamanically. Basically, shamanism is really a spiritual practice of really tuning in and understanding that all life force is connected and really honoring all life force. And
Okay.
so I tune in to more than just what's on this physical realm to guide me and to help me when I'm working with somebody from that perspective.
So who are your ideal clients, Cheri?
My ideal clients are usually strong, powerful women. uh, they have probably struggled most of their life being a lot more on the masculine side and want to integrate more, bring more of the feminine, bring more of the intuition, be more in the flow versus they're all pretty much a professional and kept, but most of them are either running their own businesses or want to.
Okay.
Um, but I also, interestingly enough, have like another group coming in that are teenagers. So many of the moms who have worked with me have brought their teenagers in to me, and that has been pretty cool.
Is it a
To
learning process to work with you as far as your techniques go? Do people get it right away? Or is it sometimes does it take a while for people to kind of get it?
Yeah, no, so the experience when we work together happens right away. Like stuff
Okay.
just moves and shifts and you start to see things. I mean, it happens right away. However, what I find is the practices that I teach people to put into place so their own benefit take time for them to really embrace doing them. So
Very,
I
very cool.
teach like I'm always teaching because I feel that for me it's to empower women. It's all about empowerment. It's not about you need me to do this for you. It's like you have it within you, but we all need to learn it. We need guides, we need support, we need community. And that's what makes the difference. So when you have that constant support, but I'm always encouraging people, you can get to these states too on your own. So I'm always teaching and encouraging my clients to do practices or rituals or different things that on their own in between sessions.
And one of the things, again, we kind of said it at the beginning of the program, is that we do a similar thing. We empower women. But
Yes.
you know what? We do it in different ways. And you know what? I just encourage the audience out there, this is something different than what I do, as far as empowering women. But I always say to people, you know what? Do what works, right? Do what
Yeah.
works. You try different things.
Thanks.
People that work with me, is a certain style, and my style isn't going to work for everybody. And so, Cheri and what she does, could possibly work for you. And so, I love this program because we do similar things, empowering, women. But you know what? We can't treat, help, assist, support, inspire all of them on our own. So that's why
No.
it's so great to connect with you, Cheri, and you just offer something that I don't, and I can refer clients to you. So that's really, really cool. So one of the things that I work with women on is finding their mission and their passion in life. And, to me, I think you found it, but I want you to describe, do you really feel that you are living out your mission and your passion and what you're doing right now?
I do now. I mean,
Okay.
yes, it's totally evolved. I mean, I literally trained as a passion test facilitator years ago to kind of go in and discover what my passions were and really be able to give voice to them. And I think, I think to the degree that we allow ourselves to be and aligned in our heart with our passions, it's real. But there's always still some fear there, I think, for a lot of people. And I think sometimes we think we believe that to live our passion and our mission means we have to change everything up. And I've discovered that you don't. You can give attention to your passions a little at a time and fuel them and feed them. So then it doesn't always feel like you've made this huge shift or change in your life that could be a little overwhelming or scary. So my passions for me have just deepened in what it really means for me.
That's great. And one of the things that I'm thinking of as you were talking, because I'm going to be asking you, because there's a lot of people out there that are not living their mission. They're confused, they're overwhelmed.
Mm.
How do I find what I really want to do in life? So I'm going to ask you in detail, later, but sometimes it's really helpful sometimes to kind of look back, because sometimes I've said, you know what, if I knew what I knew, today, and if I looked back and did things differently, is there anything that, if you could go back in time to kind of change, how you came about to live out your passion, you know what I mean? To
Oh
kind of
yeah.
what you wanted to do. Is there anything that you would recommend for people, or say, you know what, I wish I did this, and this is what I've learned from this whole process?
Well, gosh, I kind of lived in that world for too long, honestly, because I wasn't freeing myself to move forward. But the number one thing I always come back to that I wish I had done sooner and listened to is to trust my own inner knowing. I
Mm,
gave my power away over and over again. I relied too much on what other people needed from me, wanted from me, what they thought, if they were angry, if they accepted, if it was okay, and not trusting what was true and right and okay for me, not accepting for myself who I was.
right. Right. That is so important. And I think you know this. I'm always talking about trusting that gut. You know what I mean? That gut
Yeah.
instinct of what is right for your life. I mean, I think you realize this. I mean, everybody realizes that life is just flying by. And, we really do need to stop worrying about, what others really want us to do with our life. We've only
Yeah.
got one chance at this, right? And so whatever's going to make us happy, we really need to start focusing within and start really living. I know someone who's probably watching out there today. I know Sandra Watson is all about trusting your gut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know she resonates with that. And Dave Moore, he's out there. I'm sure he is, and that he's a big, gut person. So that's awesome. Another thing that I focus in on in my business, SmartChic, is, that my version of success and happiness is not going to be yours. So
Yes.
I ask you this, Cheri, is that what is true success and happiness to you? What is that definition to you?
I love, Cynthia, by the way, that you brought that up, because I think that we all need to understand that that definition is a very personal and very unique thing for everybody. And so to not we have to get out of the way of comparing ourselves to others and seeing what somebody else is doing and thinking that that would be our success. So it's taken me a while to reach the space where I was. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think there was a time that success to me was all about, how much money I made and how much prestige I had in the business when I was in the corporate world, and
Yep.
that was how I defined success. So, but for me, success and happiness is living freely, to choose what's right for me, to say yes to
Amen.
those things
Sorry.
that feel good and no to those things that don't, and really keep it simple. I mean, it's really that simple for me right now.
And what does it mean by keeping it simple for you? Because I'm always, always talking about that, is that, simplicity is so awesome. You know what I mean? For me, but what is your definition of keeping it simple?
I guess just what I said, like just saying yes to those things that feel good and no to those things that don't, and being okay with that, and learning to say, that's too much for me. There's too much on my plate already. I can't give it the attention that I really want to. So I'm going to have to say no to that, even though it's something I want to do. Or, you know what, this is something I'm so inspired and excited about. But you know what, maybe let's look at doing that 3 or 4 months from now, whether
Right.
it's personal or professional. And so really learning to just understand, for me, where my energies lie, how much I can handle, what I want to be doing with my life, and just keep and not overtaxing. I used to be able to do way too much,
Yeah.
everything for everybody, say yes to everything, and just live in constant stress. And that is just not an option for me anymore.
Yes, no, I'm glad of that. We were talking in the green room before we
Yeah.
started this interview about, sometimes you have to revisit too what was important and what was working several months ago. You kind of got to keep revisiting that and looking at your schedule. What was working, 6 months ago might not be working for you now. And so, a big word that I use all the time is being laser focused. So you constantly have to look at your plan. You have to look at your life and go, okay, is this working, right? Am I
Exactly.
taking care of myself? Does it fit in with my values, right? Of what I really want to do with my life. So that's great. Simplicity is a wonderful thing. Um, so for the audience out there that really haven't figured out their mission and their passion in their life, and I know it's been a process for you, it's definitely been a process for me. What are some, would you say, smart tips or thoughts for people that just feel overwhelmed? They're stuck in their life. They feel like they want to do something different, but they just don't really know where to start. And maybe just tapping
Yeah.
what you've learned.
Okay.
What are some of the things that you would say to someone that, what, I really want to do something that I'm passionate about. I just don't know where to start.
I would say to start just tuning into what feels good. Like when you sit down and think about, oh, I wish I had time to do this, or I wish I had time for, those are clues for you that your heart is calling out to you. And I think that's what our passions are. It's our heart trying to, get our attention. So start to tune in and notice when that happens. What are those things that you want to do? And start doing them. And that can be simple. Like, again, I think a lot of times we think, oh, I'm passionate about art. I need to paint every single day. Well, maybe like, how about set aside half an hour a week and just start with that and see how it feels and see where it leads you. But I think it's, passion is about fueling our soul and our heart and the things that make us feel good. So look at the things that you're doing now that don't feel good to you, that feel overwhelming, that feel heavy, that feel contractive, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe let them go. And
Mm-hmm.
you let some of those things go to make room for things that are going to feel good to you, that you do enjoy.
Awesome. Great advice. So, Cherie, outside of, say, your
Can
business,
I excuse you?
like,
I'm sorry. I'm
no,
going to
absolutely, go right ahead.
one more thing.
Yes.
And I would say go to do my tapping breaks.
Yes.
There's 35 episodes on YouTube that are free, and there's a topic, and the more that you can start going and addressing some, underlying blocks, it's going to free you up even to see those passions more easily. And I would say also surround yourself with support. Find some support
Mm.
and somebody that can hold space for you, because this is not easy to do on your own. It really isn't.
I'm always talking about that. And I was going to ask you about that, about, who do you surround yourself with? So, who are the kind of people that you surround yourself with, Cherie? As
Smart
far
chicks
as,
like you.
that's why I'm hanging out with you.
I mean, so seriously,
You know what?
I,
And just to talk, we've been on different hangouts before, is that, what, I'm really a reality coach. Just that, what, business isn't easy. That we know what, it's all ups and downs at times. And you know what? We really do need to stick together, don't we, Cherie?
we do, and we need to support each other and collaborate. Like I love, love, love how you said, you know what? You and I do a similar underlying thing, but we do it so differently, and we're two different energies with two different personalities, and we can't do it all ourselves. So some people are going to be drawn to who you are and what you offer, while others will be drawn to me, and that's beautiful. And the fact that you're willing to bring me and other wonderful women on and share that message, that's what I think it's all about, and what more and more women need to hear and understand. We're not in competition. We are in
Right.
collaboration. We are working together to make this whole world a better place. And the more energies and people that can come together and do that, the more impact we'll have. And so, yeah, I'm pretty mindful about who I spend time with, whether it's online, whether it's personally, I'm with people who are positive, people who can support what I'm doing, and who want to receive the support back from me. I look for people who can help me, because I'm here and someone else has this knowledge, or your perspective. I'm going to learn from that, and I surround myself with a variety of people and energies and information.
It's so important. I'm glad, we're definitely on the same page with that. So anybody who's listening to this now or on the replay, if you are hanging around people that, feel threatened by you, that, there's competition going on, you don't need those people in your life. As Cheri said so perfectly, and I'm always saying this to people, there is enough business out there for everyone. And that alone, of course we have to do a lot as business owners alone, but you know what? We really do need the support of other people, and not just women. I mean, this is a inspiring interviews for smart, successful women, but we need the smart dudes too. We need to help each other. We need to help each other, support each other, all the time. So, it is such an honor for you to be here, Cheri. So other than per se your business life, just to get to know you a little bit outside of business, because sometimes we focus so much on this is what I do for business and a career. Is that what do you do when you're not working? Because a big thing that I focus in on is self-care, which your business is all about self-care. But on your off time, what do you love to do? What are you passionate about?
I'm passionate about the children in my life. And I laugh because I say I have 7 grandchildren, and one of them is DNA. So I have been a step grandmother for 15 years, and it's brother and sister, 15 and 13. They're actually from a previous marriage, but we're still so close, very much in each other's lives, and I'm so blessed for that. And then, my current husband, we have when I came in, he had 2 little ones that, have grown up with me. His daughter and my daughter both had babies a year ago. And my son is involved with a woman who they've been together for some time. And there's a little one there. So they are all just my babies and my children. And I love that. I get to spend time with them. And I have a lot of cousins that are more like nieces and nephews that love to come by. So I spent a lot of time with them. So school vacations, I'm pretty shut down and not as visible because the moms that are working, the kids come and stay with me, or, I make a point to do something special with them on that time off. And so that's a big part of who I am. And I just love that I have the freedom to do that. I take care of my granddaughter twice a week so that I can support my daughter living her passion. And give her some space to have that opportunity. And I spend a lot of time with my husband, marriage number 3. I've been through a lot. I've spent most of my life pushing, striving. And I actually just allow myself to enjoy my life. So we do a lot of travel for family. My family's close. His family is very far away. So we tend to try to really balance that. Love outdoors, walking, the beach, the ocean, nature, yoga. So
where do you live? Let people know, where are you in the world?
I'm in New Hampshire on the seacoast. We have I think 13 miles of seacoast in New Hampshire. Yep.
I know that. Just to share a little tidbit, which is so crazy. Cheri and I started knowing each other, and she lives in New Hampshire. And many, 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 many years ago, I will say my first job when I was just getting out of high school and into college, I worked on Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. And one day I just kind of threw it out to Cheri and said, you know what, I'm just going to throw a name out there. My first boss from all these many years ago, I threw out the name and she says, oh, I know her. I was like, are you kidding me? And I keep in touch with that person to this day. And it's just crazy to think that Cheri knows someone that I worked with, let's just say 30 years ago. Crazy. But it's awesome. Yeah. So the power of social media, the power of connecting. And, I just want to emphasize this as we sort of wrap up this interview. The power of social media. I have met so many fantastic people on social media. When you do it right and you authentically connect with people, look what happens. Now, Cheri and I, we talk on a regular basis, and we refer, people to one another, and we just promote and support and inspire one another. So, utilize social media for what it is. Be social and get to know the quality people out there. And there's just so many great people out there. So Cheri, what I want you to do now is I want you to describe what is the best way for people to get in touch with you, your website, YouTube, and kind of if people are interested in coming to work with you, if you have an offer, whatever you want to express to the audience, I'd love to have you, take it over for a few minutes.
Okay, sweet. So the one wonderful way to get started for your own sort of empowerment and path to success and passion is to just sign up for my free meditations called Set Your Day for Success. And it's based cherivalentine.com/success. And they're just 3 simple, quick meditations. One of them is just about grounding and centering and setting your space for the day. Gratitude, because where we put our attention is what we see more of in our life. And setting an intention. So when you want to set an intention for yourself, just this meditation really walks you through it, and it really is powerful. And they're 5 minutes each. So that's a wonderful way. Then you become part of my email community. Every week you'll get the tappy break video automatically as being part of my community. Of course, do the tappy breaks anytime you want. So those are 2 just really good ways to be introduced to me and we can start to build a relationship. I also offer complimentary sessions. I think it's really important to have a FaceTime or a telephone conversation and really get to know each other and see if we're a fit. What's going on with you? Where are you challenged? What are you trying to create? How can I support you? Am I the right person to support you? So, and you can do that from my website as well. There's a link right on the website to schedule that, And, but what I'd really like for now is I have a wonderful course coming up, and I'm really, really excited about this. It's
Awesome. Tell us about it.
Develop Your Intuition Skills. It is 6 weeks in a Google Hangout, limiting it to 8 students, where we really go in and hands-on practice the different types of intuition and practice using them for you to make decisions, to move forward, to feel confidence, to tune into what's right for you. We're going to have a Google Plus community that's private for all the information. So the videos will be there because they'll be recorded, so you can access them again. There'll be meditations that will be also put in there as audios. It'll be a place to communicate between our classes so that you can really deepen the experience. I'm really excited about it. So you can find that, and I'll put the link to that in the event. But yeah, but it's Develop Your Intuition, cherivalentine.com. But I'll put like an easy link in.
Make it easy, simple, right?
Simple, exactly. And that's starting June 3rd. So I'm taking registrations for that now.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, you know what? We're almost to the half hour. This time went by so quick, but I just want to reemphasize. I just want to thank you, Cheri. This is the first time that I'm getting on the Google Hangout for this program. You were the perfect kickoff because you're just so inspiring to me. You have helped me learn and grow about the different things that are offered out there. And again, everyone, I just want to say that, as far as Cheri goes and the people that I'm going to be interviewing in the upcoming weeks, Cheri is super real. Okay. I've been connected with her for a long time now. She is full of integrity. I only surround myself with really high quality people. This is somebody that if you don't already know, you want to get to know. Take a look at her website. She is someone who is super classy, and she's got it together, and she's really found her passion and her mission. So, Cheri, I just want to thank you for coming on today. Any last words before I close out?
I just thank you. Thank you. You are just so beautiful, and what you just said was so wonderful. So thank you. And I have a little surprise for you.
You do?
Did you see it?
Oh, I love dragonflies.
I know. Remember I told you I had a nice little bling one?
That is awesome. That is awesome. I love that. I love that.
So
thank you, Cheri. I really appreciate it. I'm going to close this out. For everybody who's watching, we're going to go catch up on the Google stream, right after the show ends. We're going to put a link once I stop the broadcast of a link for anybody who wants to join in. Come on in and say hi to Cheri and I. We're very real. We want to say hello, and and maybe we haven't met some of you that come in. So look for that link, And again, thank you for taking time out of your day to come by and watch my interview with Cheri Valentine. It means the world to her and it means the world to me. And again, I just want to emphasize out there, alone we can do a lot, but we really need to support, inspire, and empower one another. So I hope you really enjoyed this show, and I wish you all a fantastic day. Thank you. And thank you, Cheri.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.